Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at several different things, several different charts. So if you like the video today, give us a thumbs up. If you want some more tips and tricks, follow us on Telegram. We have a free one, link below. If you want more help than that, wondering when I'm getting in and out of markets, what do I think personally on a day-to-day basis, that's what we have a private Telegram for, and that is linked in Patreon, which is also linked below. So other than that, let's get started. We got a lot to cover today. So let's get to it. The daily chart, that's where I want to start off with, and then we'll go to the weekly and then some other things. So what do we got happening right now? Well, as of, the past few minutes, we're dropping in Bitcoin. So depending on when you're watching this, you might already know your answer. But I want you to notice this kind of move right here the past few days and compare it to September, right? This red line is our 200-day exponential moving average. So notice that once we closed this candle, this initial drop, just like back here, we closed and we never closed one lower than that. Right now, we're already lower than that, but that's what the wicks do, right? Wicks tell where the price went, but the closing price is where the body of the candle is. So let's watch this today and see where we close. We would want to close higher than this one, which was 49,241. So burn that in your brain, 49,241. We need to close that above there today, or we're making a difference than we did back in here. Why is that important? Well, that would be a lower low, and would also signify the odds of our move down is not over yet. However, maybe we close up and say we close up higher than this one, right? That's all we need to do. And then we could still kind of rhyme with this, hopefully, right? So this initial kind of move lasted for just over a week, about 9 days, right? So right now, since we got below our 200, we're only nothing. We're only 5 days in, right? So 9 days, if we did something similar, would put us on Monday. So historically, Bitcoin is a decent time to buy on Monday, going back for years. If you were to only buy 1 day a week, Monday would be the best day. So maybe there's a rhyme and reason to that. We are yet to see. However, we might get a heads up on if that's going to even be possible. If we close today's candle under this one, then I would say we're in for some more down movements first. Now, as we zoom out, you might see this box. So let's go over to the weekly chart and see what else we got. Zoom out a little bit. So now we have some more lines for you. What do all these lines mean? Well, let's look at it. Most important line that we need to close in crypto is this Bitcoin weekly candle today. So this is on a weekly chart now. Each candle is a week. We've noticed a lot of red here, right? So every time you print a red, the odds are increasing that your green is coming at some point. Although, we could do many more, right? It doesn't have to be 4 and done. But notice before, we haven't had 4 red weekly candles in a row for quite some time, right? This is going back to over a year and a half now, right? We haven't had 4 red weekly candles, although, we've been going down more than 4 weeks, right? Kind of right in this area, a little bit down, right? So just keep that in the back of your mind. I still think we're in a bull market. Now, what happens if we close under the 21 week? Because ideally, we need to not close 2 candles under this moving average. Like we closed one back in September, just under it, and then the very next week we close right back above it. So that's fine. 2 candles in my book is what you want to be looking for to get a confirmation of a break of a trend or a moving average. So far we only have 1 this week. Are we going to battle back up over the next 3 days and 10 hours? So we have 3.5 days to do it. Is that enough time for Bitcoin to move? Of course, right? That's not a big move for Bitcoin to come back up here. It can snap out of it in a hurry. So don't get discouraged until just watch the charts. Stop panicking or using your emotions to think or listening to your neighbor or listening to social media. Just watch the charts. This tell you all you need to know. Okay, so if we close above like 52.3, that's where our 21 week EMA is right now. If we close above 52.3, then crisis averted, at least for this week. And we'll see what the next week candle is. However, if we close under it, say under 53K or lower, then the odds increase of us doing more sideways or slightly downwards action, just like you saw in the not so distant past, right here, right? So I would say the odds are increasing if we close this candle under the 21 week, just like we did back here. Then more of this. I don't think we're going to a bear market or anything like some people are calling for. But you know, so let's say we do that. Let's say I can move my charts around like I want. So yeah, maybe we get another month or 2 months of sideways action before we move back up. Okay, so that's just a possibility. Not saying that's what's going to happen, but the odds is all you have in crypto. Nobody knows what's going to happen. The odds greatly increase of us doing something like that again if we close this candle under 53 or 52.3, right? So 52.3 on the weekly, 3 days, 10 hours. We need to know. So now what? Well, let's zoom out again. So this box here, this is kind of our liquidity zone, if you will. I like this zone for many reasons. Well, going back to January, right? We made kind of resistance in this area. We broke through it, came back down, held it as support in that area. Finally broke down under it, kind of resistance again, right? Often when you flip a level of support or resistance, it goes the other way. So this is resistance, we flipped it as support. This was, we went through it, and then flipped it back to resistance. We flip over again, now back to support. Following along? Now we came back down again. Nice support. A double bottom perhaps so far. That would be ideal, right? This could be, not saying it is, this could potentially be the bottom for Bitcoin. The bottom could already be in, right? Maybe we come down over the next day or two, wick down to the 50 week. This green line is the 50. This is the 100. This is the 200 weekly exponential moving average. So maybe we come back down, make a higher low, and blast off time. Okay, that's a possibility as well. So time will tell. But I like this zone for, you know, support so far. As you can see, all of 2021, this level, this little box here between 43K and 39K has been interacted with several different times. So I like it. We've already hit it again. So do we have the trampoline effect going? Not so far. So let's hope for a close above here. If not, then yeah, I would say we maybe do something like this again on a bigger scale. What is our warning sign if we are going into a much more prolonged, not just, you know, this kind of action, but maybe the bears are awakening a little bit more and more bearish price? Well, there'd be one clear signal for me, and that would be breaking these lows, closing a weekly candle under this. This closed at 43,178. If we close a candle under that, or if we wick lower than this wick low was 39.6. So if you see us wicking outside of the bottom here, I mean, even a wick under 39.6, then the odds are increasing for more bad news. So watch all of these levels. These will be important going forward for forever, right? These aren't going to change. We don't want to make a lower low than this. We don't want to close. You know, this is solid. Now, what is this red line under here? This would be the potential. Say we do break down on this, we go full bearish, right, for whatever period, and the bears are right, and we go to a bear market. What would the absolute bottom in 5-day crypto? This guy's book. This would be it right here, 29K, right? Or the solid floor, right? We built it up after our local high here, came back, support, then our big May drop, came down, support, support, support. That is concrete, ironclad. Impossible to get through? Of course not, right? Nothing's 100% certain. But that would be my book if we ever went down, ventured down that area to make another bottom there. That would be absolute bottoms in my book. Not saying we're going down there, just giving you another little bonus tidbit to lock in the back of your brain. Okay, let's go to the next chart, and we'll see if we can get this video at 20 minutes. We'll probably do it. So if you're still here, welcome. If you're gone, what are you watching? Bitcoin, the stochastic RSI. We have no momentum. This is why we can't do anything, right? So are we going to get momentum? Well, maybe not in the next, hopefully, right? In the next 3 days and 10 hours. So we can get that pushback above our 21-week EMA. But the weekly scale says it's going to be a battle. Why? Look at our momentum on the weekly scale. It's still going down. So this will update at the weekly close in 3 days, 10 hours. I would like to see some kind of a bounce here, right? This won't update until then, so don't try to check it every day. This is the weekly stochastic. This will update at the close of week. So I would like to see a bounce. Once we start doing this move again, back to the upside, that's when Bitcoin will be ready to roll back towards all-time highs, in my opinion. So that's that. Let's look at, what's this? ADX and DI. This is the bulls and the bears. Bears are on charge right now for Bitcoin, right? That's why we're not doing anything. The bears are running the show, and they're becoming bigger bears, right? They're growing bigger. Back then, they were the Goldilocks bears, and now, I don't know where I'm going with this. But basically, you don't want the ADX following up with the bears. It's getting stronger, right? They're getting bigger. We need these to close. However, there might be some good news, right? Let's look back, right? Look how far apart we were back in September. Pretty much, a little bit less than we are now, right? But look at our horizon line here. Kind of the same. And look how much it was until we crossed bullish, right? Remember October? How awesome October was? I do. It was great. Let's do that again. Could we do that again? Yes. What do we need to look for? The ADX and DI closing like this. See the bulls just wake up and start stampeding up? That's what we want again. When could that happen? Well, look at this. So the widest point, kind of where we are now, it was about 10 days until we crossed bullish. So where are we now? Well, if we're at the same level, right? I think we're about the same level. Another 10 days from now would put us the week before Christmas, December 19th. That would be 10 days. So we did it back then. So mathematically, it's possible to do again, right? Look how fast that moved. So like one day, it nuked. The bulls just got in a hurry. So that could happen. Watch your ADX and DI. If you don't have this, put it on your chart. You just type in right here, ADX and DI, and it should come right up. On your, it would be the most popular one, and it should default to these colors and everything. So that's the daily I'd be watching very closely. You want these to continue to go down, and something similar back in September transitioning to October. That would be the sign for a bigger move coming. All right, we got anything else? I don't know. Yep, of course we do. We can't make a video without looking at the Gaussian channel. And this is a big one. All right, so Bitcoin on the 5-day, which I recommend using the 5-day Gaussian channel. It has the least amount of fake outs, the most useful information, plain and simple. That's it. You can use it on the weekly. You can use it on the daily. I prefer higher time frames, not the lower time frames. The lower you go in the time frames, if you go to the daily or the 4-hour, it's just got way too many fake outs. It can be useful to help you know if you're becoming bullish or bearish. You want your price action well away from the 5-day Gaussian channel. As you can see, when we're super bullish, we're nowhere near it. So this is a good indicator to look at your coin. You can use this on any coin, not just Bitcoin, to know if you're way above the 5-day Gaussian channel, you're okay. Okay. Now, when you come back into it, again, you don't want to close 2 candles inside of this thing, or the odds increase of you not only staying in here longer, but actually going down to the next line. So we've wicked down there already. It was 42.5. We wicked down there, right? Right to the median line on the Gaussian channel, just like we did back in September, right to the median line on the Gaussian channel. We held it as support, went back up, and unfortunately, we're back in it now. So we closed the last 5-day candle in it. This 5-day candle actually might give us a heads up on the weekly candle, because this one closes a day earlier. This actually closes Saturday evening at 7 p.m. for those of you in the U.S. on the East Coast. Otherwise, you can do the maths. So the daily close on Saturday will tell us maybe an early indicator, get a little bit of a heads up on the rest of the market on what we could potentially be doing. So to overtake this, to close outside of it, it's a little bit less. So 52K. If we close at 52,000, then we avoid the death trap of the Gaussian channel. And it's not like the Gaussian channel is a death trap, right? I shouldn't say that. It's just a prolonged, the odds increase of a prolonged stagnant price movement, right? Decreased volatility, or just more bearishness a little bit. So if we close in here, the odds just increase of us staying in this channel for a little bit longer, maybe testing again the median line, which when we did, right? So it depends on when we do, but we should still gradually rise. So maybe we come down, and if we last the rest of December, January 1st is where our cursor is at, and that's around 44.5. So 42.5 was when we hit it back before, maybe be a little bit higher. And as bad as that would seem, market structure would still remain intact on an uptrend, right? Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, even if we come back down again, right? So market structure wise, we are still in a bull market. There's no bearish signs. We'll start to get more bearish signs depending on this weekly close. Closing 2 weekly candles under a 21-week EMA is never a great thing. So that's why I'm trying to drive this home. This is the most important weekly closing candle we've had since this one, right? This one avoided the death trap. Are we going to avoid the death trap again? And by death trap, I mean not all-time highs by the next couple weeks, okay? So I know there's still a lot of big YouTube channels and massive influencers that are somehow calling for massive price rise by the end of the year. Are you psychotic, dude? Does anything I've said signify a 3,000% pump over the next couple weeks? It's just the odds are not there, man. Although market structure-wise, we are still in an uptrend. Don't let him fool you yet, right? Just follow the facts and the charts. Follow me on Twitter, Telegram, Patreon, and I will help you navigate the rest of this cycle, okay? So crypto fear and greed index, we're still in fear. 29. Now, if we were in extreme greed and all these things were happening, yeah, I'd probably be more bearish and maybe we could flip to a bear market sometime in the not so distant future. However, all our indicators are low, right? The RSI is pretty low. We're in fear. We've had 4 weekly red candles in a row, right? It's just not really adding up for me, okay? It's not adding up for a bear market. Well, I know a lot of people are calling for, low prices or whatever, but until I start seeing facts, I'll remain skeptical. Quote of the day. Nothing new in the world except the history you do not know. Harry Truman. I like it. Car of the day. Maybach. The new one, 2022. It'll only set you back about 220K. Pretty sharp looking though. What do you think? I love the two-tone, which you can only get like on these. And I think it's pronounced. I mean, I'm not German. I have like 15% German in my DNA, but Maybach. I don't think you say the CH at the end. Maybach. That's it. I think that's it. Maybach. In German, I believe CH is relatively silent, right? Huh. Or it's pronounced like that. Let me know if I have anybody from Germany watching and knows how to pronounce that. Just because you're from Germany, I'm assuming you know how to pronounce that. It's not a thing, right? All right, here's the interior of this thing. This interior is where the money's at. Okay, so let me do a little rundown for you. Doug DeMuro, if you're into cars at all, you probably know him. He did a review on this, and he does in-depth review. So that's why I know about these. I just watched his whole video. It's like a half an hour long, and I watched every second of it. It's fantastic. If you're interested at all in this car or cars at all, watch him. So shameless plug there. So these seat backs are actual real wood, like yacht flooring. You got your badge here, LED lights on the seats. Look at that LED light there. This is a tray table. Yes. This is a screen. Yes. You have HDMI hookups in here, 4 USB ports, so you can play like your PS5 back in here. You got speakers here. Look at the architecture here and the design flow here of this. That's amazing. Look at this speaker. Amazing size speaker. And there's another one even bigger than this one, the size of the tablet, right in the roof above you here. I know you can't see it on this one, but and then you got another removable tablet here. This is like an 8-inch tablet in the center that you can control everything in the car. Even up front, you can control the AC, you can control your lights, everything from that tablet, because this is kind of a car you would own if you have a chauffeur, right? People that own these usually aren't driving them. 220K for a giant German luxury car. You got more speakers back here, and then see this back here. Any guesses what that is? That's most cars. It's just like the trunk, right? No, this is your refrigerator. You have a refrigerator with it holds up to like 5 bottles, I believe it was, and down here they thought of everything. This flips up like most cars, but unlike most cars, you have wooden, like stainless steel wood tray tables in here that pop out and flip around to each passenger back here. And there's also cup holders that flip out on here, and they hold down your champagne flutes. So they have like little clips that you can sip champagne in the back. It's mind blowing. If you want to see that, go check it out. Doug DeMiro, he just reviewed this thing. It is nuts. So that is definitely a well-deserved car of the day. Maybach. I think that's right. I think that's right. A lot of people mispronounce this. I know that. But look at this. Look at this paint job. These are insane paint jobs. I think the paint options, no matter what you get, like the cheapest one's like a $12,000 upcharge to get the two-tone. And then they go up like to maybe $40K, depending on how many layers you want and all that stuff. But V12s in these things, you get your badges here. And another cool thing I saw in his video is that these badges illuminate. They're like LEDs. So at night, the badges are lit up. It's sweet. And then you have the Maybach logo on the street as you're driving. It's nuts. So this is probably one of the most advanced, coolest cars I've ever seen. But for 220K, you better give me something. So the Maybach S580, I think is how you pronounce it. Let me know. For the one guy that's still watching this, I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next video. Have patience, right? Bitcoin, we'll be out of this, all right? Whether it takes the silver lining here, okay? If it takes us another 3 months to start going, parabolic again or going to all-time highs, then the ceiling is raising for the end of the cycle. Each day that we don't go crazy, the odds are increasing of higher that we, if we peak in the next month, we might peak at 120K Bitcoin, okay? That's too high, too fast. If we peak a year from now, it could be 250, 300K Bitcoin. Okay? I'm not the hype boy, moon boy. I'm telling you this for your benefit. So the silver lining is, yeah, it's not what we all want. We want to get, billionaires yesterday, right? Everyone wants to get rich quick. It's in your best interest. The longer it takes us, the greater the peak can be. So remain patient, remain calm. If you're already following me, you're already subscribed if you're this far in the video. So there's no one new here. So I appreciate you guys for following me this long. This shirt is this yellow. It's more yellow than my neon yellow car. Look at that. It's real bright. So I apologize to your retinas, and I'll see you on the next one.